So, where did we leave off? We finished 13C, where it said food cost percent and beverage cost percent will remain the same. So now we're on D. It says fixed salaries and wages are $69,300 for this year and will increase by $8,000. Variable salaries and wages will be 16% of expected food sales. Okay, so we have to work on the salaries and wages, both fixed and variable. Remember what fixed are. Fixed are salaries and the fixed wages that they just get paid a certain amount per week. The variable salaries and wages are dependent on the hours they work. They vary with sales. So, and we're preparing an operating budget, so you have to fill all this out. I'm just kind of going through the mechanics internally because it's a homework assignment. I don't want to show you how to do it. But I want you to be able to do this. And so I am showing you the math, how to perform the math. So let's look at fixed salaries and wages, or $69,300. Well, it doesn't tell us what fixed salaries and wages are $69,300. What it does tell us is that salary and wages are $173,250. So what we have to do is we have to say $173,250 minus our $69,300, okay? And that is $103,950. So if our fixed is 69, so this is fixed equals 69,300. That means our variable is 103,950. Okay, because those two add up to 173. So now we know how it's broken down, and that'll increase by $8,000. So $8,000 for the fixed salary and wages would be 69,300 plus the $8,000, and that's 77,300. Okay, for our fixed, our new fixed, our budgeted fixed. And our variable salaries and wages will be 16% of expected food sales. Expected food sales. So 16% of 693,000. Remember, it was 630,000. Now it's 693,000. Will be our variable salaries. And they do that to show you that they're variable, that they're 16% of our new sales. So variable salaries are 0.16, and you have to remember 16% is 0.16. Will be total 16%, right, of expected food sales. Variable salary will be 16% of expected food sales. So 16% of 693.16 times 193 equals, wait, what am I doing? I am sorry. Okay, 0.16 times 693 equals 110,880. So our 103,950 becomes 110,880. All right. All right. The variable portion of salaries and wages was $103,950, which was the difference between the $69,300 and the $173,250. So you have to be following along with me in the book. And the $110,880 is 16% of the food sales. 16% of 693,000 is 110,880. So now your salaries and wages, both fixed and variable, are 77,300 plus the 110,880. All right, and that is an increase from the original 173,250. Okay, so we figured that out, And now let's move on to employee benefits will remain the same percentage of salaries and wages. Employee benefits will remain the same percentage of salaries and wages. Well, you can see $45,045 is our employee benefits. So we have to find out what percent of our salary and wages that is. The part divided by the whole. So the employee benefit part divided by the 173,250, right? Okay, so 45,045 divided by 173,250 equals 26%. All right, so right now our employee benefits are 26%. And incidentally, these are somewhat realistic numbers. Even though they're hypothetical in a book, 26% is a realistic employee benefit number. Some are a lot higher than that. Depends on the amount of benefits. You know, the vacation, the life insurance, the contribution, retirement contribution, things like that. So 26% is of the new salary and wages. So we have to add up the fixed and the variable. The fixed is 77,300, right? Plus the 110,880 equals 188,180. Okay, that is the total salaries and wages, and the benefit is the new benefit, so it's not going to be 45,045 anymore. It's going to be 26% of that times 0.26. Remember, so that's going to be 48,927. I rounded up. It was $48,926.80. So we're just keeping whole dollars here. 48,927. Okay? So that is the new employee benefit, because they said it will remain the same percentage of salaries and wages. And we figured out that 26%, that 45,045 was 26% of 173,250. And so now we have to take 26% of the total salaries and wages, and we had to add up our fixed and our variable salaries and wages, which came to 188,180 times the 26% equals 48,927. You have to look at your numbers and see if they make sense. So in other words, what we were trying to do is see what the increase in employee benefits are with the new budget. And through that previous math that I just did with the 26% benefit cost, we have $48,927, which is roughly $3,900 over and above your previous employee benefit. So 48,927 is, I'm saying roughly, $3,900 over the 45,045. And so that makes sense to me. All right. Now, controllable expenses will increase by 12,000. They should be other controllable expenses, because that gets a little confusing, because they have salary and expenses and wages and employee benefits also under controllable expenses. So 13F should be other controllable expenses will increase by 12,000. Because see here you have a line item, other controllable expenses are 82,000. So if you increase that to by $12,000, so plus $12,000, right, to the 82,000 other controllable expenses, you get $94,000. So that's the new item there for the budget, right? So I'm just making notes. I'm not doing this in a nice, neat fashion. Maybe in another video I will. But so let's look at occupancy costs will increase by 5,000. they're just giving you figures. So here we have our occupancy costs at 64,000, increased by 5,000. That becomes 69,000 is our new occupancy cost. Please show me your math. Don't just write the 69,900. Go $64,000 plus the 5,000 equals. So have three columns. Let's say previous year, your change, and your upcoming year. Okay, to write out a new budget with all four columns really, because all these labels, all the names of the line items should be in the first column. The previous year figures should be in the second column, and that's all these figures right here. They're in two columns, where they could be in one column. And then the change, so you know what you did, where you would do your math, and then the upcoming year, or the new year, the budgeted year. And lastly, interest and depreciation will remain the same. Interest and depreciation are currently $10,000 and $20,500 for depreciation, $10,000 for interest, right? That adds up to $38,500. So then you would deduct that, and that would be the restaurant profit. So you could see in the chart on exercise 13, it's on page 68 and 69. So the chart itself is on 69. You can see that they have subtotals, and they add up the individual categories. So in other words, food and beverage adds up to $770,000 in sales. So you would have a new food and beverage, which would be the $693,000 plus the $148,400. Add that up. So you would have a new total sales. You have to write this in, right? Because you're asked to prepare a new operating budget for the downtown or restaurant for the coming year. So now the food and beverage cost, the cost of sales, which we figured out, would be a total of the old budget, the old statement is $287,000. You would subtract that from your total sales. So again, use your new figures. Don't use these figures. And then you would have a new salary and wage and employee benefits and other controllable expenses, which we figured out on D, E, and F. And you subtract that from your gross profit, by the way, is the total sales minus your total cost, your cost of sales, right? And that's 483 under the old numbers. So now you would get total controllable expenses, and then you would have an income before these other costs. They call it before occupancy costs, interest, and depreciation. Then you would deduct your new occupancy costs. You would deduct your new interest and depreciation, and you get a restaurant profit. So that is how to fill in the blanks, how to do the math when you have just fixed amount increases or percentage increases, and how to figure those into the new operating budget. Please follow this along and submit the homework on time. Thank you.